Now who wanna move close enough? Now who wanna move out of? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock them. Yeah, we got them. Yeah, we fought them. Like that black and orange up on them. Single bottle, never stop it. To the beast and know them. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen. We gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and
Welcome to Bengals and Brews. I am Dell Lutman, joined by the BSG. Blood drop, blood drop, blood drop.
Blood drop, buddy. How we doing today?
Blood drop has requested a trade. Germain Pratt.
Well, we were really upset to hear this, right?
Yeah, I mean, he was on our potential cut list, and when we did that show, there were 6 guys we thought could be cut. He was kind of on the fringe along with Geno Stone and Zach Moss. There's 3 pretty clear ones, and then, I mean, this makes it easy, right? You hope to find a trade, and hey, the way in Rappaport made it sound, him being 28, the green dot guy, a team leader, this, that, and the other.
Yeah,
hey,
sure,
that's what's out there. Let's go with that.
Hey.
Had all those tackles, had a shitload of tackles, one of the leading tacklers in the NFL.
Yeah.
Let's start the negotiations with the first round pick.
Let's start right now.
First round pick.
You know, a buddy of mine just
Anybody want to give us a first round pick?
A buddy of mine just said, hey, maybe we could get a 3rd or 4th round pick. I'm like, I'll take a 7th round pick for it, but I'll take a 3rd. Sure, why not?
Yeah, trade him to the Colts. You know, the Colts I see as a team that could be interested with Lou going there. Jelani Woods, a tight end, you know. Yeah, maybe they think about doing something like that. You can't fire me. I quit.
But you know one thing I would never trade or cut? Midwest Best Barbecue and Chop Shop, even though I'm not wearing one, but you can buy this.
I got one.
Proud sponsors of the show. Those are 2 things I would never trade in my lifetime, ever.
See, Chop's in the background. Look, Chop, while you're in the background, look at my shirt I got on.
Hell yeah. I don't. I cheated.
And I won't complain if Mike Brown trades Germain Pratt. And I won't complain if he cuts Germain Pratt because we thought that was possible anyways. And it would save $5.6 million against the cap for this season. And that's cap space you could use on somebody else. Now, where do you go from there? I don't know. But, Chop, your initial thoughts on old Blood Drop himself requesting a trade?
Well, I figured that he probably found out he was going to get traded or cut. And then he's like, fuck it, tell him I want to trade. And it's just, you know, he's always had that edge of a dick, you know, like the Osai play at the end of the AFC Championship game where he was just an asshole. He was not, like, supportive. I understand the frustration, but this is the dick of him coming out. And so as soon as I saw that he requested a trade, I thought, this motherfucker done knew he was going to get cut. He probably waited till he knew it was, like, inevitable he was going to get cut. And he's like, I want to trade so that he doesn't look like a bitch for getting cut. But, I mean, in the end, blood drop, motherfucker, you were going to get cut. And that's not no love for Pratt. I appreciate what you did. Thank you.
That interception, man, we'll never forget that interception.
And out of the 3 of us here, man, I was the one probably the most that was like, roll it back with Pratt, with Golden, and let's see what he's got, because Golden was the coach for the linebackers when we went to the Super Bowl with Pratt. So I was willing to take it back. But if you ask me, I feel like, and I could be wrong, it's just a bitch move to ask for a trade when you know your ass ain't going to be here anyway.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to cry a river over this one. I mean, whatever. Good riddance. Like you said, that shocked the hell out of me because people said because even Rappaport reported, because he was pissed off they got rid of Lou Anarumo. He was really close. So I'm like, well, wait a minute. Golden was your linebacker coach here, and you had your best years when you were with Golden. So either he doesn't want to play without Golden, or Golden may have said something like, look, I don't want to coach him or anything.
No, I'm telling you, this motherfucker done knew he was going to get cut, and he was like, fuck that, tell him I want to trade.
Well, it could be this, too. They could have went to him and asked him if he wanted to restructure his contract.
Sure.
Because he's owed, it's like $8 million or something against the cap this year.
Yeah.
You know, and it's going to be 2.3 in dead money. So they were probably like, hey, if we restructure, we don't have to just flat out cut him and have this dead money. You want to play here for, you know, finish this last year of your contract, but we'll restructure it and, you know, give you $3 or $4 million or something, maybe even add a year, but the year is basically just for looks. They're not really.
I got to tell you, I hope Lou really, really, really fucking loves Germain Pratt because they got a couple nice pieces up there in Indy. I certainly wouldn't mind trading for.
DeForest Bunker, let's do it.
I mean, I'd take a 7th round pick for him. Just recoup our 7th round pick for getting.
Don't they have an offensive guard up there? What's his last name? What's
Nelson. That? No. Andre Peralta did this suggested trade. Would you trade Pratt and a 3rd round pick for Nelson?
Yeah, for Quentin Nelson, sure.
Yeah, I mean Quentin Nelson's been the best guard the last 10 years. That's Mike Pratt would never do that, but I would love to have Quentin Nelson.
Sam Hubbard probably wants to trade too now, huh?
Yeah,
and Geno Stone.
Sheldon Rankins, Alex Kappa
wants to trade. Alex Kappa,
all the picks for those guys,
right?
But no, and here's the thing: if you don't find a trade, because people might be like, "Listen, they're just going to cut him. I'm not giving them even a 7th round pick." That's why I say a 7th round pick, because it might be something like that where, hey, you just guarantee he's coming to your team. But there's going to be some teams that are just like, "Hey, we'll wait. They're going to cut him, and we'll just sign him on the open market." And so it won't surprise me if he just ends up flat out cut. But hey, I don't mind that that's out there. Let teams call you with the trade offer, and then fuck it. If you get one, you go ahead and do it.
Right. I mean, at this point, those SpongeBob ice creams with the gumball eye drops sound pretty good.
Yes, they would.
And I don't know. On the roster wise, like there's Jean Meta, there's also Shaka Hayward looked pretty good in his last game. And I think this points toward they probably re-sign Akeem Davis-Gaither, who's also a free agent. That would make sense. He was also here with Al Golden, so Al knows him. He's played under him, and it would keep some familiarity. And he'd have him and Wilson, and then you're probably still looking to maybe draft a guy. It might not even be day 3.
Who's that linebacker for Notre Dame this year that did really good?
Jack Kaiser. He's okay.
What round do you have him at, Dale?
For me, I think I feel comfortable taking him around like the 5th round.
Fifth round?
I don't think I'd spend higher than that on him.
Well, one thing to remember also, Golden never drafted Pratt. Pratt came before Golden came. So he was here when they drafted both Logan Wilson and Davis-Gaither. So that's something to think about too.
Right.
It's interesting because Spotrac put out, a new team acquires the non-guaranteed 1 year, $5.6 million non-guaranteed. The Bengals dead cap hit 2.3. So if somebody trades for him, it's the same as if we cut him. It's not going to affect us either way. We're going to have the same amount of savings and the same dead cap money if we trade him or cut him. So that's honestly irrelevant for us. But if you can get any kind of draft capital, then you do that instead of just cutting him, right? Why not get a 6th or 7th round pick?
Yeah, why not get something?
Well, speaking of draft cap, another news today, Trey Brown and the Jaguars officially announced that he did interview for the GM job. Now, the Jaguars are having a ton of candidates in for that job. It's good. There's interviewing over 10 candidates, but I think that, he gets that job. But if he does get hired, we get the 3rd round pick next year and a 3rd round pick next year, right?
Yeah, that's what you'd get. And I don't know who Davis-Gaither's agent is. I know Cy has Mulligetta, because his Spotrac projection was super low. But either way, I'm like, I'd be interested in getting a side back. I want to finish this on Pratt. Spotrac also said an extension valuation in their system would be Germain Pratt 2 years, $18 million, $9 million per year. So hey, that sounds good, right? Somebody should trade for him so they only got to pay him 5.6 because the open market, this man's worth $9 a year.
Yeah.
You can get him for 5.6.
We're running the deal here, man. He's the leading tackler for the Bengals last year.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
Do that for a 3rd round pick.
Take the hit.
Out of the kindness of our heart.
Yeah. You're right. We're nice.
We want
to help Pratt out too.
You got to think this is really hard for us right here, what we're doing. This is very hard for us.
And we're trying to help out Germain Pratt.
Yeah, and Will Freeze is in Indianapolis, but he's on the free agent market, so you wouldn't be looking at any kind of trade for him. You'd just be a guy you try to sign.
Caudell said Akeem Davis-Gaither's Mulligetta's his agent also.
Yeah, I mean that's what people are saying. I don't know, but I believe you guys because I haven't looked.
I mean, honestly, Mulligetta can go get top dollar for top tier players, but Akeem Davis-Gaither hasn't been a starter, a top tier player. So, I mean, Mulligetta also, who was the guard that we all wanted from the Raiders that went to the Giants.
Oh,
What's the second
Illuminor.
base?
He's tackle.
Illuminor. Okay,
played
so
a lot of tackle, but he played.
Well,
great.
his agent is Mulligetta, and he went there for like $3 million fucking dollars. So deals can be done cheaper with Mulligetta. It's just these top tier players.
Yeah.
Like when T was with Mulligetta, T is going to command wide receiver one money. So I think Mulligetta can be bargained with bargain players. Not to say anything bad about Akeem Davis Gaither, but I'm just saying he's not a starter. He's not a name where
not a star.
the teams don't plan around Akeem Davis Gaither. You know what I'm saying? So
hey, Dale, I wanted him last year. Hey, let's try to Pratt for Grover Stewart.
There you go. Grover.
I'd love to have Grover Stewart.
I like having Grover.
And we'll talk about some draft guys too that could replace him. But I did find it in, hey, if we trade him, cool. If not, cool. But either way, it sounds like his days here are probably numbered because he's a cut candidate already.
Now, how high up does that move? Does that move linebacker? That will move it up your list. Where does that move up your list still? Maybe not third behind the trenches, but that's at least could be in your top 5.
Hey, we still got ADG.
I mean, I don't know because to
Al
me,
Golden.
and it's not necessarily in an order, but I want another edge. I want another D tackle.
Yeah.
Right now, you need 2 guards, but you got to at least get 1, if not 2 of those in free agency. Maybe you still draft 1.
Mm-hmm.
But those right now are your top 3 needs, in my opinion. It's pretty clear cut. And then after that, you could argue, depending what happens with Stone, then to me, it's like a next tier. So there's 3, and then there's another tier of like, you could go safety, you could go with the corner, you could go with the running back, you could go with the tight end, you could go with the linebacker. Linebacker's in that next 5 grouping to me.
Right.
Just somewhere in there that, and
consider the fact he's going to run a 5-2, like 2 linebackers on the field. It's not like we're going to have 3 most of the time, right?
Yeah, 4-2 base is what he runs, but he wants to do some 4-3, But I think guys like Shaka Hayward, Jean Meta, they're guys that should and could make the roster. So I think they're part of it. But yeah, you still want to have, whether it's Akeem Davis Gaither or somebody else going into the draft that you feel comfortable with. And we'll look at some free agents. Yeah, we mentioned Jack Kaiser. I mean, 5th round, that's a guy. I'll toss out some other names like that are on here. I think Jahad Campbell, I don't want to spend a first on a guy, and I think you'd have to get him in the first. That's probably the top true linebacker because I think Jalen Walker's going to be an edge, kid from Georgia. But Schlesinger from UCLA, Chris Paul, I like a lot. He's a little bit undersized, but he can cover, can do a lot of good things. Really good athlete. Barrett Carter from Clemson, Smal Munden from Georgia, Danny Stutzman, Oklahoma, Jeffrey Bassa, Oregon, Demetrius Knight, South Carolina, Shamar James, Florida. Somebody I thought he should have went back to school for another year, but I really like him. I've been watching more of his tape that's on the All-22 now. He was the guy who was on my radar in the summer. I watched him then, but then I thought he'd go back to school, but he didn't. So now I'm rewatching him again. Higgins from Iowa, Cody Simon from Ohio State, Dumas Johnson from Kentucky, Nick Martin, Jack Kaiser, Kobe King, Penn State. So there's a bunch of names out there.
Also, James Pierce lines up in linebacker position from time to time too.
Yeah, but he's an edge.
Fuck it. Let's just say for this example, he also lines up at linebacker sometimes. So there you go.
But and we'll dive into these draft guys more. But I also thought we could look at PFF's projected top 100 guys here.
Okay, here we go.
For free agency. So right off the top, and it has their contract projections, and these are PFF. You're going to see different contract projections. Who knows what they get? But the top guy on their list is their 18th overall free agent is Dre Greenlaw from the Niners. Who I really like him. I think he's dealt with a lot of injuries. It says right here, working his way back from an Achilles injury. He's 27 years old, almost 28. He suffered that injury in the Super Bowl last February and played only 34 snaps this season. But he's going to be a guy who's played a lot of good football. But the projected contract is only 1 year, $6 million. That's basically what you would save by cutting Germain Pratt.
Right. I'll take a flyer on that.
I would too. Like if you could get him
why was he cut after 34 snaps into last season?
He's not cut. He's not cut,
but
he's
like
just going to be a free agent.
Oh.
He wasn't healthy. He suffered the injury in February in the Super Bowl. So, he would have, like a year out from his injury would be just now.
Oh, so when he came back, there was only like 34 snaps left.
Yeah, he played 34.
I got you.
Yeah.
Well, that looks like a good deal. I like that guy.
Yeah, for sure.
And he sounds like an attorney, Greenlaw.
It shows PFF grades. 2023, he was 23rd out of 82 linebackers. 2022, he was 9th out of 81. So you're talking about a top 25 linebacker to pair with Logan Wilson. for $6 million on a 1-year flyer. Sounds good to me.
Yes, please.
Yep.
He sounds like better than Pratt, and he's good in coverage too, right?
And they're around the same age, so Pratt's 28, he's 27.7, almost 28. So.
What's he look like as far as like rushing the passer? Can he do that?
I don't think that's necessarily what he does, but
No.
yeah, like you mentioned, the coverage grades there, 82 and 79.5 over the last 2 seasons.
Now, how's he as a tackler?
I'm guessing pretty damn good. I mean, they've got him ranked as, he was top 10 just 2 years ago as a linebacker overall. So, I haven't dived into all of it.
Okay.
It's just what you see here is what you know what I know right now.
Gotcha.
The next guy is Bolton from the Chiefs. Now, you're talking 4 years, $60 million here for his. It's $15 million average annual value. I'm good. If you look at those grades, it's not been anything. He's mid-tier. He's middle of the pack, basically.
Right. He had a good year.
Yeah, he had a really good year, but.
No, thank you. And even though he's related to Michael Bolton, we might get a good halftime show. No, thanks.
Yeah, but was he like? Yeah, I think that's also. Was he just good because he had a good defense around him, or
He wasn't good, Greg. Look at the score. 59 and 64 for the last 2 years.
He was average, but was he just average just because of the defense?
Oh.
Now here's another older guy, and he's ranked 45th.
I'll actually take this guy. Let's go. Let's do this guy.
$1 million. He was 3rd ranked the year before, 7th ranked linebacker, and the year before, 1st ranked. So even though he's getting ready to turn 35, it's another guy like we talked about, Zeitler, right?
Right.
That's still playing at a very high level. Calais Campbell, an older guy, still playing at a very high level. Bobby Wagner seems to fit that mold. And
1 year,
$5 million. If he gets something close to that,
damn.
I mean, you save 5.6 by getting rid of Pratt, and you bring in Bobby Wagner, who's also a leader, a locker room guy.
Boom.
Yeah, Dale, this is the typical win now mode type of player I would want on my team.
And also, he's a badass. I'd take Bobby Wagner for a year and a minute for $5 million. What about you, Greg?
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is one of those win now mode players you need.
Yeah,
on your team right
exactly.
Now.
You draft so. Let's say you pick up a linebacker in the 5th round, like the guy from Notre Dame. What you say his name was? Kaiser. So let's say you pick him up. You get Bobby Wagner on a 1-year deal because you're still coaching up Kaiser. I mean, he's a 5th round pick.
Chop, absolutely. This could be the leader on your team. I don't know Trey Hendrickson. I don't know what he is as a leader, but this could be your leader on the defense.
Oh, definitely. He'll definitely bring some swag onto the field.
Hey, guys, I can't get any comments pulled up, so one of you guys maybe could do that because I'm on the other screen.
Greg will do it.
Just for other people. But, yeah, I mean, Bobby Wagner still looks like he's playing, at least per PFF, at a very high level. Now, you never know when the wheels are going to fall off for a guy.
I'll take a flyer, though.
I mean, Greenlaw and him, there's 2 guys right there on 1 year, $5-6 million contracts. I certainly wouldn't mind if you're losing Pratt. Because we're in a win now mode, so 1 year contracts are fine with me. It's not tying money up for
you. End the show. I want Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, give me Bobby Wagner and Calais Campbell, and I'll be damn happy.
I want Dre Greenlaw, so get the guy cheap because he's coming off an injury.
Well, let's do them all 3.
Yeah,
let's do them all. Fuck it.
Next guy is Ernest Jones here. He's ranked 58th on the top 100 list for PFF. They got his contract at $12 million a year, so 3 years, $36 million. Yeah, that's probably going to be a bit much for the Bengals' taste. Last year he was top 15 in 2023, but then other than that, he seems closer to middle of the pack the last few years.
Yeah,
Not at that price.
Nah, probably not. So far, Bobby Wagner. Oh, here we go. Zach Bond.
And Zach Bond can rush a passer, also 28 years old. Had his best season, was the top-rated linebacker this year, as you can see there. Played under the Saints and their linebacker coach, who's now our linebacker coach from when he was there. So I don't know. He wasn't the greatest when he was there.
Nope.
To be honest, you see that 50 grade, but he only played 85 snaps in 2022.
Was that his rookie year?
No, he's been a league.
No, Dale. How high were you and him coming out of the draft? Because he fell in the draft big time. I think he was supposed to be a 1st-round pick, and he just fell to the 3rd round, didn't he?
Yeah, that's about where I had him. So
okay. Yeah, no, we know KP. He's a high pipe dream, but you can't stop us from dreaming. But you're right.
Right. I'll still take fucking Bobby Wagner, though.
Yeah, me too.
The price tag for Bond, I think, just basically rules that out.
It just went. He just outpriced us with that elite performance when you whoop the shit out of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Now,
Yeah,
Damian Sherwood, I'm thinking maybe he's a young guy. I don't know anything about him. I'll be honest. His age says it's
no
unknown.
age.
It's unknown.
I know, but man, he's got some good scores though, doesn't he?
How old is Jim?
Yeah, 18th this year, and didn't have a ton of. You can see 1,000 snaps this year, but before that, 193 and 25. So basically, it's a 1-year guy in a contract year. That always worries me a little bit when you're talking about a guy, but
he's 25.
He's 25.
So
I hear
25. So that fits. They like the younger guys, and maybe he's an ascending player with the year he had. So I don't know. I mean, 2 years, $15.5 million total. That's not too bad.
Yeah,
to
this
be honest,
could be on the list. This guy would fit what they would look for.
Actually, to fit what they would look for, we need to keep scrolling. I mean, what they would look for, not what we want, but what they would look for. I hope that they make a big splash and get someone in here like we really like some of the guys that we named. But
here's another guy.
In all reality, the linebacker that they do get is probably not been scrolled to on this list yet.
He's probably not on this list, to be honest.
Probably he's not on the list.
Probably not. Only a top 100 free agents for all positions.
Yes.
So, Levante David, 35 years old, 1 year, $6.5 million. I mean, honestly, if I'm $5 or $6 million, there's 2 guys higher on this list I'd rather pay that money on than 35-year-old Levante David, who looks like he's regressed from 22, right? Looks like he's regressed each year if you just go by PFF.
How can you tell that? Like by the smile?
Yeah, he's definitely regressing. Look at that smile. I bet that used to be a big smile, and now it's like a half smile.
I know. Like if you look at previous pictures of Levante David, he has a much better smile. So you're right.
Now it does say
he's went down every year.
It says he was 1-on-1 to the boundary with Commanders quarterback in the wild card round. Jaden Daniels, one of the fastest, shiftiest players in the NFL. And he chased him down for a loss. Showing he still has some serious juice when it counts.
This is what I say to you, Mr. David. Every squirrel gets a nut. Don't be fucking bragging.
Now, just by looking at this guy's face, I don't want to sign him.
Yeah.
He's got a chin.
Robert
might be related to the guy that did the late night shows. Jay
Leno.
Leno.
Yeah, definitely got the chin.
He does.
So Robert Spillane was with the Raiders. And 3 years, $24 million. That might be a bit much here. He's a guy, though, 31st this year out of 84, 16th out of 82, and then one of the worst in 2022. So seems a little hit or miss, 29 years old. That doesn't excite me. So, nah, I'm good. 3 years, $24 million. I'd be good on that.
I think the ones that excite us we've already scrolled past.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I agree. Tyrell Dodson, 26 years old, so younger. 2 years, $11 million, not super expensive. Mid-tier last year, man, phenomenal. But last year he played about half the snaps you would typically expect a guy to play.
There you go.
That's playing linebacker. So had he had a full snap load like he did this year, he was closer to the middle of the pack. But honestly, that's not bad. That's a name to at least keep in mind.
He was first last year.
Yeah, a little under 600 snaps, so not quite 1,000 like you see for a lot of the guys who played full seasons this year, but that's still a decent amount of snaps to grade that high. And he was 34th out of 84 this year, so it's not like he was awful this year. So that's a guy who played for Miami this past season. I mean, I would definitely have to keep it in mind. He was waived due to run game struggles, so it says, and the Dolphins claimed him. And he had 3 interceptions over just 251 snaps with the team to close out the year. Feast or famine.
Andrew Woods is right. He says you need to look at the discount rack.
Yeah.
Go to the clearance section, Dale.
Yeah. Well, here's a clearance section, guy.
Here we go.
He's 33 years old. Eric Kendricks, former first-round pick, I believe. Eric Kendricks. If not, he was a second-rounder. 1 year, $4 million. So now we're talking. Maybe we could get him for 3.
He doesn't look bad. His grades are good.
Yeah, solid grades.
Did he play with the Rams?
Although I have a strong feeling that guy does meth.
Oh, damn.
Look at that face.
He played with Dallas this year, it says, but I know he was drafted by the Vikings, correct?
Okay, maybe I was thinking of a different player. Let me.
Oh, well, Mike Zimmer must have liked him and took him to Dallas.
Yeah. Longtime head coach from the Vikings. Signed him then when he was D coordinator for Dallas this year. I mean, maybe, right? Clearance rack, 33 years old. I don't know. I'd rather have one of the other guys from the top of the list, but that is it on the top 100. So for me, I mean, as we look through here, the Sherwood guy is a little interesting at his age. Bobby Wagner is older, but interesting. And then the guy at the top, Dre Greenlaw, who a lot of teams are going to be interested in. So he may get a lot more than that
Right.
1 year, $6 million at the end of the day, even though he had an injury that kept him out basically all season last year. So that's some of the free agent linebackers.
Hey, Bobby Wagner, let's go. But I mean, I could see him easily signing back with Washington with the run they had last year. But
It's true.
hey, hey, stick with the same school quarterback, just a different quarterback.
For top tier evaluations.
Yeah,
This guy
that's
does
me.
meth, all kinds of stuff.
Right. Guy does meth. Just look at his face. Right. I mean, I used to do that for a living before I got my gallbladder removed, and they won't let me work.
Yeah. Alex Williams, though, yeah, it does remind a little bit of the Mixon situation.
Yeah.
And maybe they even tried to restructure him like Mixon had the year before. So it's like instead of cutting you, we'll see if anybody wants to trade for you instead of just flat out cutting you. So if you can get a pick, get a pick. Like I said, even if it's a 7th rounder. Because right now we don't have one. And we know how we like those picks.
Hey, KP, not anymore. Ha. He wants to go. He's not going to be an $8 million cap hit anymore. He wants to go, and he was probably going anyway.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. So, I mean, there's some options.
Hey, good luck to Germain Pratt. I appreciate that. Like you said, Dale, I wasn't there for that game.
I was.
But,
it was awesome.
But when he caught that interception from Derek Carr, oh, my God, that is a moment in Bengals history. That is one of the highlights. If you put together top 10 highlights in Bengals history, that's one of them.
Yeah. I mean, that playoff curse, broken drought, I should say, curse, drought, whatever you want to call it. Great moment.
You were there, and that game right there is one of the reasons why I won't give up my season tickets anymore, is because I wasn't there for that.
I was there.
Right.
And shut the fuck up, Greg. But anyway, quit bragging. You were also at the Super Bowl because you're fucking rich. But anyway,
bastard. Chop lost train of thought.
I sure did.
But that's why
I'll never give up my season tickets again because I don't want to miss that next moment like that. There's going to be a moment like that,
Or maybe you should give up your season tickets, Chop. Maybe that's why we're not getting
them. Maybe it sucked because of you.
Yeah, well, they're going to keep sucking because I ain't giving them up.
There you go, buddy.
We're going to suck until I die, which probably ain't that long because I'm old.
Somebody said linebacker in the first 3 rounds guaranteed. If we go that route, we better have got 2 starting caliber guards. Right. And that could be a Dalton Risner and Zeitler for this season. And then maybe you draft a guy in the 4th round at guard. But
the other thing is that Al Golden probably feels good about his linebackers because he drafted both Logan Wilson and Akeem Davis-Gaither.
Well,
so
if they got to sign Davis-Gaither.
I'm just saying, he probably feels good about those 2. I think Al Golden's coming in here, but he's not going to reach for player just because they played for Notre Dame or whatever. He's going to put together a solid defense.
Will Lewis says, Dale, I was trying to bring up on Twitter why Golden and Pratt might fit. Do you remember Pratt complaining about being taken off the field on 3rd down, and then I think he adds on after this? And Golden was hired to find out that Anarumo used him to on 3rd down when he was here. No, Golden did not use him when he was here on 3rd down.
Right. So that makes sense, Will. That's a good point because, he didn't use him on 3rd down, and that was the down that he was the one orchestrating.
The one he bitched about.
Yeah. So, that just tells you that Golden didn't trust him in that role. And I'm sure Pratt's thinking, even if I stayed here, my role would be less because he's not going to use me again on 3rd down. He didn't trust me then. He ain't going to trust me now because I'm slow as shit. And no offense. Appreciate everything.
Right. And how did he do on 3rd down when he got those 3rd downs?
It's a little slow.
Yeah, a little slow, Grandpa.
I don't think he's going to get faster, but
no. I mean, wherever he goes, whatever, man. He'll probably go to fucking Pittsburgh, but whatever.
And listen, we appreciate everything he done.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's still probably got a little juice left, a couple decent seasons, and if he goes back with Lou's willing to play him on all 3 downs. So Lou, get the Colts to pony up 5th,
there
6th,
you go.
7th round pick. I don't want to negotiate against myself, but I'll take any of them.
We got the burger. We need.
You're gonna cut him most likely otherwise. So
yeah,
get something. If you can get something, that'll be a huge win.
Yeah, let's get something.
Did you say some French fries?
Fries. Isn't that Fries guy up there?
Yeah, but he's a free agent, so
Oh,
You can't
well,
trade.
they can't trade a free agent, can they?
No, fortunately not. But no, I mean, old blood drop, man. Good run here with the Bengals.
We're gonna
It
miss
was.
that in our tweets, right?
There's vague reports that maybe he wasn't the best locker room guy. I mean, you don't want to speculate on that stuff, but that's things that here and there.
I'm
you
just
heard.
saying. Use my example with Osai.
And wasn't
That's
he a captain though this year?
Yes.
So I mean, he was a captain. So maybe he was not as bad. But if your captain's not one of your best leaders, is that a good thing that he's a captain?
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe not.
Well, like I said, man, I'm okay with whatever happens because on the defense anyway, because this defense been shit for the last 2 years. So whatever they do to turn it around, I'm okay with. And I'm okay with whatever they do to turn it around. If there's trades or we get rid of players that I didn't necessarily want to get rid of, I'm willing to take a flyer and let's see what happens with Al Golden.
Yeah.
And I throw that in there because who knows what they're going to do with Trey. And I don't think Trey knows what they're going to do with Trey because Trey's flat out. I mean, he hasn't flat out said it, but he's danced around it enough where he's like, either pay me or trade me. I just want to help.
Yeah.
But I either want to help by staying and helping or I want to help by leaving and you guys get something out of it. So that's what I say when I say I'm okay with whatever Al Golden wants to do to try to turn his defense around. I'm behind him.
I really think Shaka Hayward could be a player. When we got him as an undrafted guy, I said it then as like a guy that could stick on the practice squad for a year or so. Yeah. And then I think he could end up being a starter. So, I mean, I wouldn't rule it out. Even if they brought back like a Akeem Davis-Gaither, I think Shaka Hayward, and I know it's one game, so I don't want to overreact, but I liked him coming out. So,
yeah.
So, but Jean Meta too. There was some good stuff from Jean Meta, especially in the preseason. He didn't get a ton of snaps. My only worry with Jean Meta is he's not really like also very fast. You know what I mean? So it kind of worries me. I think he's more special teams and good instincts and goal line type guy. But I just don't know if I'd want Jean Meta to be out there starting a lot. But, maybe on early downs,
right.
Maybe you rotate guys. But
I mean, it's time to get these young guys out there and see what we got and develop them. It's the new regime, so let's do that. And like T-Bowl says, perfect time.
I mean, here's the coach.
Probably not playing right now, but.
So is there anybody that I should read off a scouting report here because I've got this I printed one off. So I got this lovely Project Game Day draft guide that anyone can get for like $5. Got these scouting reports of these linebackers. $5 donation. You can get one of these, but it's an email. And if you want to print it out, you can print it out.
You can print it out every time Dale Reed does
it's like 300 and some pages. I got front and back on here.
Yeah.
Save paper.
Is our questions like linebacker specific?
Well, I was just going to ask if anybody wanted me to.
I have a question, but it's not linebacker specific because I was watching some tape. I was watching some tape last night. So let me tell you my impressions from the tape because I watched tape on Walter Nolan, I watched it on Kenneth Grant, and I watched it on
Chop breaking down the film, guys. You love to see it.
I know. I'm breaking down the film. All these guys look like they're on meth at one point and maybe a little coke. No. And James Pierce. So I didn't see one on Mike Green, but my first question is, Dale, to you. Mike Green versus James Pierce. Mike Green versus James Pierce. Why? Where do you have them and why? And what can I look for in those guys?
I got Pierce ahead of Green, but they're both top 15 players in the class for me. And not everybody has Pierce that high. I've seen him being in the 20s on a lot of people's big boards and stuff. Slight frame as production was down, but the same people will have Shamar Stewart in the top 10, and the guy never had more than 1.5 sacks in a season. Now, I know he's an athletic freak. I understand, and his size is crazy, and the traits are there. I get it. But me, man, I just want somebody that's produced, and I've seen him do it.
Does their game look kind of similar, the two of them, where they line up and everything?
No, I mean, because I think old boy could kick in, and like you said, Pierce, if anything, can drop back in coverage more. Stewart could kick in and play D tackle because he's 6'6", 280.
Yeah,
he's a big son of a bitch. He's got all the traits, But yeah, I like Pierce. I like everything about him. I think he's got an advanced pass rush arsenal. I think he's just a good, talented, got the bend flexibility, the speed, the initial burst off the snap that I want in an edge. Mike Green's the same thing. It's a slight frame. It's some different things. Like,
for both of them, slight frame?
Yeah. Smaller guys, if you want. And Pierce, the biggest knock for him, people say he's not a very good run defender. People say that about Mike Green, but that just tells me they haven't watched too much tape of him, because he does just fine as a run defender on tape. So does Ezeriku, who's like 6'2".
So you think that maybe they're right about Pierce not being a great run defender?
Yeah, I don't think he's that now, but he gives effort and he's not awful at it. Like, people will say Trey Hendrickson's not, and he's not. I'm not saying Trey Hendrickson's a good run defender, but he's not bad.
He's only
average. He's mediocre.
Pierce is only like 20, right?
I'm not sure on his age off the top of my head. He might 20, 21, probably.
All right.
I'm sure he's younger.
Okay, so if both of them are there at 17, and you're picking out of those two, are you picking Pierce or are you picking Green?
I mean, I'm picking Pierce, but honestly, I would be thrilled either way. Like, I'm just picking Pierce because he's just a slightly higher on my board, but it's not by a large margin at all.
And then, so my other
and I guess there's the off-field stuff, Go ahead, Greg. Greg's got something.
I was going to say, Andrew had a question here. When's the combine? It is February 24th till March 3rd.
Yeah, 24th, I think, is when they get there and stuff. But then later in the week is when you start seeing all the on-field stuff. So it's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think the 24th is maybe a Monday. So Monday's when they kind of get in and you start to see measurements from it and stuff like that early in the week.
Good. Dustin here says, give me Monda in the later rounds. Great leadership, smart and fast. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I like him. I don't know if he's a later round guy, though. I've got a third round grade on him. I think he's pretty damn good. So I would be cool with taking him. Somebody asked earlier about my top linebacker, and I moved Jalen Walker to edge finally.
Yeah.
Because that's where he's going to play. But Jahad Campbell from Alabama, 6'3", 245, can do everything. He was an edge in high school, but he's really good coverage grades. I like Campbell a lot. The thing is, I've seen him mocked to us at 17. I don't want a linebacker at 17. I'm sorry. I don't think that's going to fix our defense right away. We need more pass rush. We need way more than just that. And he wouldn't be a bad piece, but I remember when we took Keith Rivers. I don't know. But it's not big on taking these linebackers in the first round.
No. So my other one, and Greg, this will excite you because it's trenches, is Walter Nolan versus Kenneth Grant, because we know what's Mason Graham, he's not going to be there. So I'm just focusing on players that will possibly be there. So Walter Nolan versus Kenneth Grant. I know Kenneth Grant looks more like a nose tackle, right?
Yeah, he is.
And Walter Nolan can line up everywhere. Is that right?
Yeah, and I won't even say better run defender, because Walter Nolan's an elite run defender, even though he's not 340.
Better athlete out of the two.
Well, oh, shit. I don't want to say that. See, and that's a tease for Friday, because if you go by what we're going to talk about Friday, just if you go, who's going to, who runs faster, who jumps higher, Walter Nolan. But one guy's 340, and he is an incredible athlete, and he was third on Feldman's freak list, and that's Kenneth Grant. Third out of all players in college football.
Is he better than Trevon Sweat from last year?
As a prospect, for me, yes. But it's because Sweat was almost too big
Sweat was
at
a
times.
second rounder, wasn't he?
Let me ask this. Yeah. So the film breakdown, I had a little help because I was watching Goodberry's breakdowns.
So that was your
I had a little help.
Hey, that's okay.
That guy looks like he's on meth. But what the fuck was I going to say now? God dang it. It's so distracted, man.
You was watching Goodberry's breakdown.
Yeah, I was. I was watching his breakdowns. And, I know what. He was saying that if you had hoped that Kenneth Grant could be DJ Reader, just DJ Reader, who had 3 sacks, would you take him in the first round? And Goodberry was like, no. You wouldn't take DJ Reader's production. We all love DJ Reader, but we wouldn't take his production that he gave us in the first round. What do you think about that?
Yeah, but I think Kenneth Grant is a different animal. I think I think Joe will see it and the world will see it at the scouting combine.
Yeah.
The athlete that he is, and that's going to be the difference. DJ Reader was not some freak athlete, and that athletic, like, let's just say, and DJ Reader's a great player. We missed DJ Reader. I love DJ Reader. He was very
love to
key
get him
on
back.
what we did and going to the Super Bowl.
We would be a playoff team with him.
We missed him.
Speaking of Reader, let me ask you guys this. The Lions paid him a lot of money, but they only used Reader in on a couple of plays, couple of running plays. Say hypothetically they move on from Reader. Would you take him back, and how much? Obviously you would, but how much would you pay him though?
I was going to say depends on the price.
$50 million a year. I mean, I'm not paying the check. I'm just writing it. Let's go.
There you go. Oh shit. No, I don't know. I mean, how bad does he want to come back? What's he expecting to get? He's a year older. He did, like you said, the injuries that didn't play a lot. Like if you could get a DJ Reader for $6 million 1 year and rebuild his value, and if he balls out, maybe he's going to get paid again here or elsewhere.
Let me say this too to defend Joe, because he's our friend, is that Joe does not watch any college ball during the season. He right now. He has picked 2 games from each project.
Oh, I'm not shitting on Joe. Like I understand what he's saying.
No, we're all good friends, but I'm just saying, like, I value your opinion above his because you've watched these teams. That's why I ask you when Joe says something, and I'm like, well, what do you think about this? Because Joe has watched 2 games.
Yeah,
Kenneth Grant.
Poor John will get us fired, bro.
And he'll say that on there. I've only watched 2 games, but that's why I was just asking you, because I like to watch these things, and then I go to my expert.
Yeah, and I would just say if you want to get excited about Kenneth Grant, you go watch him versus USC, one of the first games of this season, where he looked like a top 5 pick. And I honestly think he'll generate top 15 buzz after his performance at the scouting combine. So we're going to talk more about that and other guys on Friday that I think will make themselves some money. But I love him, man. And a run defense, like, you got a stud. And he can push the pocket. But 3.3 missed tackle rate, 86th grade per PFF as a run defender. I like his bull rush. He gets his hands up in passing lanes. How often do we see people bat our passes down on opposing teams? Big moments, right? He does that. He's constantly getting his hands up. So I like him. I think he's going to be a good player, and I think his best football is ahead of him. He's literally only like 20 years old or some shit. He's not even 21 years old yet. Dude is young. He's only going to be better. So there's a lot I like about Kenneth Grant, and I think he's a way better athlete than DJ Reader. So I don't think the comparison's fair because of the athleticism, and I think more people will talk about it later on after they see his performance at the scouting combine.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I already know if it's Walter Nolan or Kenneth Grant, you're taking Walter Nolan though, right?
I am, just because he's an elite run defender, and I think he's even quick, like great off the snap. There's a reason he was the number 1 recruit coming out of high school, and he didn't necessarily show that his first 2 years at Texas A&M. But Texas A&M, all their D linemen are weird. Every time somebody goes there, they're weird. Nick Scorton goes from Purdue 10 sacks to 5.5 at Texas A&M. It's just weird. People love Shamar Stewart. Never had more than 1.5 sacks. McKinley Jackson, he was at Texas A&M. I don't know. It's just weird. But Nolan's 6'3", 293. The first step, you can move him around. He has a 19.6% win rate on true pass sets. And then he has an 11.9 stop percentage on run defense. That stop percentage is one of the highest in college football. So that's how good he is as a run defender too. So it's not just that he can get after the quarterback. He's a phenomenal run defender. So I love everything about Walter Nolan. People are saying character concerns, but it's very vague. And I'm just not buying that bullshit unless I hear something more. So if he's there at 17, I would love to add Walter Nolan.
Who was
They caught him wearing a gas mask.
There you go.
What's wrong with that? Oh, is that what it is with Walter Nolan? They caught him wearing the gas mask?
That Larry Tunsil.
Yeah, that was the Laramie Tunsil thing. And he slipped because of it, which is stupid. But what up, Crip?
Yeah.
I saw Crypt Keeper saying hello. I want to say what up to my guy.
Hell yes, Industrials. I'd be taking that shit back to like the 70s. We'd be fucking live on air just repping heaters.
Yeah, Micaiah Becton has already been here for an interview before he went to the Eagles, and they let him go. Like he literally went out to dinner with Frank Pollock at Jeff Ruby's or the precinct.
You know the whole thing. Don't let him leave without a deal.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't follow that blueprint.
I'll tell you what, Micaiah Becton's probably pretty fucking happy about leaving without a deal because he's got a big old fancy piece of jewelry now.
Congratulations to C.J. Uzomah too, by the way, getting his Super Bowl ring.
Man, that's like when you get an A on the group project and you didn't fucking do a damn thing.
No shit. I saw that and I was like, he's fucking playing for the Eagles? Like,
well, use that term loosely.
Did he even suit up? Did he wear a uniform?
I don't think he did.
I think he's on a practice squad.
I was going to say, I think he
went from one of the most liked to the most hated here in Cincinnati.
I don't have hate for him. It's
I
whatever.
do. Fuck that guy. Because I understand what he's doing, but as soon as he got to the Jets, he's like, makes it a point. Like, this is the best quarterback I've ever caught balls from. Talking about fucking Zach Wilson. And then that whole thing about what I just think, I'm just like, to me, I think the way you treat people says a lot. You know what I mean? And when he put on that Mike White shirt when they were getting off the plane, it wasn't only him, it was teammates too. And I thought, that's just fucking wrong. I mean, what if they did that to him? You know, so that really knocked CJ down on the likability sheet for me because I just felt like that was wrong.
Shop says, fuck him.
Andy looks like he does meth. No, actually, he doesn't.
It's like, why don't you like CJ Uzomah? Fuck him. That's why.
Fuck him. Why? Fuck him. Fuck that guy.
Exactly.
Can you be more specific? Yeah, fuck his ass. Fuck him.
Oh, geez. You went fuck his ass.
Yeah. He does have a cute little baby, though. I've seen pictures with Yaz and that baby.
Yep.
There you go. Derek, how's the new shift treating you?
Lovely.
I'm in a fog right now, so don't ask me anything too important.
Oh, because you wake and make.
I now see why Chop's always like, what was I talking about? It wasn't because of the 20s, because of him.
It was because of the 20s.
It's because of the night shift.
I'm used to night shift, though, man. I can't even sleep at night. Like, I sit here. Like, tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment at 10 a.m., my follow-up for my surgery.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to have to try to get to bed like 2 at the latest. There's no fucking way. I can't sleep at 2 a.m. Yeah. That, to me, that's like for you guys going to sleep. Not you, Greg, because you nap all the time. It don't matter. But like at 2 p.m. Like going to bed at 2 p.m. for the next day. I can't do it. I can't sleep at night. My circadian rhythm is totally flipped around.
All right, Gregor, what else you want to talk about before we end this one? We got about 12 minutes before we're at an hour.
Let's see here. What else we talk about? I guess, trying to think of who do you think who would be the next person if you had to guess would ask for a trade on the Bengals? Who, if you had to guess a player after Germain Pratt, who'd be the next one? Who do you think it would be personally?
Zach Moss, if he's healthy. I would say Zach, just because I feel like the writing's kind of on the wall for him. And he's still a decent running back when he's healthy. So, I mean, if I was him, I would ask for a trade, especially after seeing what Chase Brown did during the final stretch for him. But yeah, Zach Moss is my guy.
It's Alex Kappa's a free agent, right?
No.
Oh, he's got a year left. Is it a year left, Dale?
Yeah.
Or 2? Yeah.
Yeah, they just need to cut him and save the money.
Right.
Sure, ask for a trade. We'll trade you.
Ask for a trade. Get another 7th round pick for Kappa.
Sheldon Rankins, you can go too.
Geno
Stone, maybe, right? Like, could Geno Stone ask for a trade? I don't think anybody would pay him $8 million.
We'll get half of the 7th round picks.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think too. Like, what of the guys that were talked about today about potential cuts, which ones had a decent amount of production that would actually maybe fetch a 6th or 7th round pick?
It's this guy, Yoshi.
Yeah, he'll be
Andre Yosvash is out of here. Trade.
He was like, because every time I get a touchdown, I also get a little PTSD because I can see a guy up in 307 with his shirt off.
It's upside down / butt day today. Damn, didn't even know that.
What is it?
I don't know. Crip said it's upside down. AKA
Tomorrow.
butt day. Oh,
It's upside
tomorrow.
down butt day tomorrow. I'm gonna have to Google that. Might have to walk on my
Upside down
hands
butt.
all day.
So you don't even believe Crip?
Yeah, you don't believe him?
You didn't. You said you had to
Yeah,
Google
you're
it.
the one that said I'm gonna have to look that up.
To see exactly what I have to do to celebrate.
Oh.
I believe Crip. That's why I'm looking it up, because I want to celebrate in the proper way.
Yep.
Ben Tucky's upside down right now.
Oh, he's
Look
starting
at Ben
early.
Tucky. He already started early. Is this what you're talking about, Crip?
Just got to be upside down.
All of our emojis got to be upside down tomorrow, Greg.
Do you have confidence the Bengals will fix the trenches? Hell no, I don't, because they need 2 starting guards and they need another edge. They need to keep Trey happy and they need a pass rushing D tackle. Do I have faith they'll do all that? Plus, they need to get contracts done with T and Chase. Should they do all that? Sure. Do I have faith they'll do it? Hell no.
I don't even have faith they're going to sign T and Trey.
Well,
I do have faith they'll sign Chase.
Dusty, wow. You and I agree on this one, buddy. The CB room is a low-key concern. I've been harping on that myself, Dusty, but I still, like I've said, the trenches are still concerned. But yeah, no, I like the depth we have, but
you're a Dax cutter. You're a DJ Turner.
I'm not a Dax cutter. I'm just saying though, Dax, you just can't. I don't care what player it is. Relying on someone like that to come back from an ACL injury.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wants to
I
cut
get that.
Dax and DJ Ivy because they both had ACL.
And DJ Turner. And he wants to
Derek
cut
Allman.
CTB because he didn't have a good first half of the season.
And he's due for an injury,
Greg's
said.
a cutter.
Greg said he's due for an injury.
Okay. Whatever.
So, cut. Trading for a 7th round
man.
pick, Greg says.
And Josh Newton looked like a guy. I just think we have a lot of guys, but I don't know who will be the guys. You know, that's the part of it.
I just think going
is
into the
they
draft, it shouldn't be our concern going into the draft. We have way more concerns day 1 and 2.
Well, we hope Golden can develop these guys. Like
Exactly.
How good Notre Dame's guys was.
And
that's part of it too.
Yeah.
Hope.
That's what I was going to say. That the problem is you didn't get to see them. So I think this year they're going to use as a, like, let's see where our corners are, where our cornerback room is. I don't think they're going to. I mean, they might add one guy, but I really don't see them adding anybody.
I think Kobe Bryant is going in like the 3rd or 4th round easily, KP. I don't think he's going to be a late round
I thought that dude
pick.
played for Seattle.
No, there's another Kobe Bryant from
How many
Kansas.
fucking Kobe Bryant can play
All
sports?
kinds, man, because there's the Kobe Bryant.
I thought he
People
played
were
for the
"Man,
Bryant for taking over professional sports.
I was going to say, I thought he died.
Yeah, congrats, Austin, on your Eagles.
No, he went to
you that.
UC, and then he went out, and he's a cornerback. We were talking about cornerbacks, and they said Kobe Bryant, but he's a cornerback out there for Seattle. He played for UC, and then he went out to Seattle and did pretty good.
He
That's
is
your guy,
actually a
Greg.
starting corner.
That's your guy, Greg. Is this a U?
There you go. Yeah, UC.
Is that
UC.
right?
Yeah.
Feel like
There
that?
you go, man.
That's hard.
It looks backwards on the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, here,
close
let me
enough,
go this
man.
way then.
There you go.
Hold on.
You
Can't really be showing that sign too much, like the way the basketball team's been playing, the way football's been last couple of
I know, but look, watch. The part you didn't see was this.
It's good enough for me.
Well, yes, we could talk about, speaking of college and college teams, Ohio State hiring Matt Patricia as defensive coordinator. See that, Derek?
But you know what?
It's
I said the
choice.
same thing about Chip Kelly. I said the same thing
No,
about
I
Chip
did not. Are you kidding me right now?
Kelly.
That's who
I
they
hated
hired
him.
for D coordinator. Matt Patricia, formerly
hated
of the
him.
Patriots, the Lions. He was with the Eagles last year as like an advisor, and then they canned his ass. They didn't want him back, so he did nothing this year in Ohio State. So they're hoping he's good. So,
What's he? He's going to go burn his Ohio State jersey
Say,
now.
Derek, you're bearing that firm just from hearing
All right.
Matt Patricia.
Now let's talk Matt Patricia.
Yeah. Now he's got the big. Oh, he's got the. I thought it's a pencil though, Derek.
There you go.
We're gonna go ahead and let the pen work
Oh,
this.
is it?
I was never a fan of him.
I don't have a pencil.
Go with the
Remember
pen.
when he was going to accept the Lions job in that Super Bowl? He gave up 500 yards against like Nick Foles and the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
it's certainly
Hey, that's
a
my
choice.
guy you're talking about.
Sorry,
That's my guy you're talking about.
But hey, Derek, I said the same thing about Chip Kelly, and look what Chip Kelly did.
I mean, Chip Kelly though had orchestrated a lot of good college
yeah,
offenses.
but Dale, the Bearcats wouldn't even hire him as the head coach. He interviewed with the Bearcats. Chip Kelly did. I mean, you guys totally resurrected Chip Kelly big time.
Yeah,
yeah,
did.
and
we have a Kelly of our own down there in the South.
He was the Phillies coach, wasn't he?
Yes,
Phillies. Wasn't he the Eagles coach? Yeah, I was not a fan of him.
Yeah.
And then I was sad he left.
And we just don't know. Like the success he had with New England, to me, it's like how much of that was Belichick,
right?
How much was him? Like,
would you have been excited if instead of UNC, Belichick went to Ohio State and Matt Patricia came with him there, and Josh McDaniels?
For what though?
For be the Ohio State coaches.
The head coach though, Ryan Day's the head coach.
I'm just saying, what if they all came there? Was a takeover?
Ryan Day guys.
Was a Belichick takeover?
I guess my fear with this hire, especially, is because Ryan Day is an offensive guy.
Yeah.
So, like the defensive coordinator, it's like it's all on you.
It's all on you.
So it's all on Matt Patricia. I mean, I know they still have a lot of the same staff. Larry Johnson, even though he's probably got maybe a year left before he retires, that man is old as can be. But
the defense in New England with a lot to do with
safety
Belichick.
coach, corner coach, the linebacker coach. They're all there. But still, you're talking the head guy, you know.
Wasn't the defense in New England a lot to do with Belichick at the same time that Matt Patricia was there? Right?
That's the rumors. I mean,
well, when he went to Detroit, he sucked.
Yeah, why Patricia was never any good in Detroit.
But you know what? So did Josh McDaniels when he went out and tried to head coach, too. He sucked also. Both times.
That means UNC is going to be in the top college football playoffs next year.
They already won.
Yeah, and Tim Walton is being promoted to the co-defense coordinator. He's been a D coordinator in the NFL as well. He's the cornerback coach for the Buckeyes. They're giving a lot of these guys who did good things like Hartline, the offense coordinator role, Keenan Bailey, the tight end coach, co-offense coordinator, so they can pay them more. I mean, you got to respect that.
Oh, yeah.
Even Matt Guerreri, who people thought the safeties coach would potentially be the D coordinator, they just promote him. He's the passing game coordinator, so that's probably going to get him some extra money too.
Yeah, I'm worried about the Hartline decision just because, like, I feel like this is going to show the world, and he's already shown them, but this is going to show the world, like, you know, how good he really is.
But he hasn't called plays, so it's a little unknown as a play caller.
Yeah, that's true.
He hasn't done it. No, Derek, I wanted Hartline to come to the Bearcats. I wanted the Bearcats to interview Hartline to be their head coach. I mean, I thought you guys should have hired Hartline quite a few years ago because look what he's did with the wide receivers, man. I mean, I'm excited to see what Hartline
wide receiver you.
Yeah. Well,
it can go two ways. So Hartline does great calling plays, and then somebody's going to pay him an absolute bag to be their head coach. Or it goes badly, and he's not good at calling plays, and they're not very good.
So, Dale, like I said, Matt Patricia, I wish you guys the best, but Matt Patricia, I was like, you've got to.
Yeah, that one worries me. I'm not, like, everything else I'm good with, you know, but that one I'm like, whew, I don't know. I seen the rumors of that a couple days ago, and I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. That's a risk. But Saban used to do that. You know, the guy at Texas, Sarkisian, he was basically like ran out of football because he was a fucking drunk. And and he brought him back as offensive coordinator, I think it was. Or is he an offensive coordinator or defense? I don't know.
He couldn't do it to Butch Jones, though. He tried bringing in Butch Jones. Didn't work out for him, the former Bearcats.
But he there was a lot of guys, you know.
No, there was.
But to me, it's like Saban – it's Nick Saban. Like, he had won a lot more than Ryan Day. But, hey, listen, right? You win a national title, I guess it's a year to try those things. You hope for the best as a Buckeye fan.
I was talking to another Ohio State friend of mine. He still wants Ryan Day gone because he hasn't beat Michigan. I'm like, dude, you think what's his name? Nick Saban gave you think he gave 2 fucks when he lost to Auburn, but he won the championship that year?
You're right.
You think we give 2 fucks?
Ryan Day is at home crying. The season was not a success because he did not beat Michigan.
Do you think we give 2 fucks if we lost to Pittsburgh twice and we
has refused the ring?
Let me wipe my tears.
They're like, we're gonna make you a nice ring for the Natty. He was like, I do not deserve a ring. I did not beat Michigan. Fuck that natty. And put an asterisk next to that natty.
Yeah,
this is crazy. You'll know about Matt Patricia, Brian Hartline, everybody real quick because their first game is against Texas.
Yeah.
Old Archie boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I had a buddy of mine. So where I work, we got a lot of guys from Indy that work with us. And one of the guys was saying today, he's like, Indianapolis, we're going after Archie Manning. And I'm like, dude, you can't just go after a quarterback. Like, it's the NFL.
Is that why they got Lou with the last ranked defense?
Yeah. I don't
sorry, Lou. It was just, I had to take the hanging fruit.
But hey, who knows? He might be the next Peyton Manning, you know?
Dalton's finally back. See, Dalton, after that loss, I said, I felt bad for you. And I said that on Twitter. I was like, and that was such a great game. Honestly, that was the real national championship.
Yeah,
no
it was.
disrespect
Absolutely.
to Notre Dame, because Notre Dame came back and made that a game, and there's nothing but fight in Notre Dame. And Marcus Freeman's a great coach. But holy shit, man, Texas just on both sides of the ball.
That was such
an evenly matched game, like all game long. Just studs everywhere.
Yeah. Loved it.
Yeah. And he's going to be so excited for that Texas-Ohio State game. Because, I mean, I'd say Texas, they got to be one of the favorites to win it all. But I still don't know what Arch is. I mean, we've seen him have to play some games, though, with the injuries to Quinn Ewers. So, I mean, he's definitely not a complete unknown. The Buckeyes are going to have a complete unknown to me.
And thank God my brain can quit hurting. Crip's talking about upside down hearts or butts tomorrow, but that's the day after tomorrow. Crip.
Gosh, Crip, it's only Wednesday. That's on Friday.
Friday.
Valentine's Day is Friday.
Friday is the heart day, or maybe the day before that's the upside down heart. I don't know, man. I'm not good at math.
Oh, I know what day Valentine's Day is because I have to work it. I have to go work at the flower shop, you know.
I have to work it too.
You're working a second job on Valentine's Day.
I have to work it.
Yeah, I told the wife, I said, hey, so this year for Valentine's Day, we'll do something special. We'll go work at Mom's flower shop.
What a dick.
And then I said, we'll go there's a nice Mexican drive-through restaurant in Seaman, Ohio.
Called Taco Bell.
Taco
Bell. It's not called Taco Bell.
It's called the Dairy Barn.
Yeah, no, it actually it's a Mexican restaurant that they took over a dairy, or what do they call it? Dairy bars.
Do they call the place Mexican Seaman?
Oh man, that's funny.
Everybody's coming. Everyone's
coming.
Everyone's coming. They love semen.
I would not recommend drinking that horchata.
Semen flowers.
Semen flowers.
Best thing for Valentine's Day. I bet your mom's got a fucking fuck ton of orders to fill here on Friday, don't she?
Yes, she does.
It's like if you own a chicken wing place in the Super Bowl.
You know? Oh yeah. It's so she ended up doing she bought a bunch of stuffed animal stuff and chocolate covered strawberries. Like she went all out, and I'm like, you realize this just makes more work for us, right?
Yeah, I ain't got shit. Did you buy shit?
Did I?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're fucking young. Your marriage is young. You still buy shit.
I got a discount.
You got a discount.
He also pays $20 every time his wife has sex with him.
That's
exactly.
True. Hey, I'll pay her $20
Not
too.
anymore. That
Let her
last
know,
year.
I got $20.
Oh, you're not doing it anymore? You got too expensive?
Well, you're on night shift now. You get a shift.
Expensive enough.
It wasn't expensive. You're like, what's the point of this?
I was thinking maybe we could pay for a vacation or something with that. Turns out it was only a Walmart trip.
It turns out she was behind your back buying Bud Light instead of your Keystone lights. Drinking them in the garage at 3 a.m. when you're in bed.
Come on now. She's classier than that. She was getting Miller Lights.
Yeah.
Right. Miller Lights. There you go. Any kind of light besides the Keystone that Derek forces her to drink.
Yeah, forces her.
Keystone is the champagne of beers.
Literally, Miller High Life is the champagne of beers. It says it on the can, Derek. please. Excuse me.
What?
So, have you had any drinks since your dry January, Derek?
Oh, absolutely.
Was
I
it
killed
like
a freaking.
was it like right away?
He's fucked up right
oh,
now.
absolutely. I killed a handle of bourbon in like 10 days.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't. Yeah.
It's like a liter. Like normally bourbon comes in half liters, I think. Yeah.
Is that a lot, Greg? A liter of bourbon in 10 days?
I guess so.
Well, I thought you were a bourbon guy.
Not as high as Derek is.
I
I'm
have
not-
not one
that was
drop of
cheap
bourbon. The only whiskey I got in this house is cinnamon flavored.
Yeah, Darth says it took you 10 days.
Well, I had to work in some
Pussy.
fashion between all that, you know.
If a
There you go.
handle is
Handle
a
is
half gallon, that's a lot. But
Seems like a
I do
lightweight
have an
word.
instant lunch. Instant
There you
lunch,
go.
in case
There you
I'm
go.
down here at lunchtime and I'm hungry.
All right, we're an hour and 5 minutes in.
Well, hold on. Wait
Almost
6 seconds.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be at hour and 6 seconds at the beep.
Hour and
Beep,
6
6
motherfucker.
minutes.
6 minutes, not 6 seconds. You
Hour
fucked up. The
Well,
whole
6
thing you were
seconds
doing,
too.
and you
Beep.
fucked it up.
I did the hour and 6 minutes. and
On
6
a
seconds.
pop-up Wednesday show, we'll be back on Friday to talk
Maybe.
more.
We might be back on Thursday. Who the fuck knows? Who else?
Yeah,
is
maybe
putting in
someone
for
else
trade?
will ask for a trade. Maybe we'll
Maybe.
sign some extensions.
Hey, maybe somebody says, I got to have me some Germain Pratt. And guys like blood.
Yeah.
Can't trade him yet, though, right? You gotta
Also-
wait till the new league year.
Maybe Joe gets back to Greg and says,
Yeah,
I
that's
can do
true.
the show on Thursday, but not Friday. And so then we'll do our show on Thursday if that's when Joe Burrow comes on.
Yeah,
True.
Joe Burrow wants to come
And
on.
if he responds and says
He
that
was-
today he can come on, that's what we're going to do. You'll
That's
only
my
know if
fault,
you like
guys.
and subscribe.
He texted me earlier, but I was asleep. And then he
Yeah.
called me, and I
Would've
didn't
been
hear
on
it.
here.
Yeah.
I know. He told me when he was leaving he would do that. He promised me. He was like, I promise. And I was like, when he was leaving, I was like, you sure you're going to text Derek? And he was like, I got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if that happens,
Yeah.
there will definitely be a show somehow, some way. Whoever can be on will be on. If we can sign extension for Jamar Chase and sign T. Higgins and just have that done before to have
Dude,
it done before free agency would be huge. You got
I
the
feel
money
like-
figured in, and then you can focus on other things.
I feel like those guys they're definitely walking in there like stepbrothers, just, tag teaming it. Like, we're here to sign our deal. You know what I mean?
What if they wore those same outfits from the show where they did
They
the
absolutely
picture?
should.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they should. I think he was a cut candidate anyways, Dalton. So, and we talked about that to start the show with Pratt. So anybody wants to check it out, we talked at length. We've looked
Yeah.
at free agent linebackers, talked draft linebackers, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, if he wants to leave, let him go.
Mhm.
Because he seems like a guy who would cause issues if he didn't want to be here. He would be a head case. And you got to give T credit for coming in last year too. That's another reason you want to keep a guy like T. He didn't hold out. He didn't do all these things with the franchise tag. He's a good teammate, a good player.
Yeah.
Did his job.
If it does happen tomorrow, though, I'm supposed to go to Mexican Applebee's with Sarah.
Hmm.
Well,
That's
you just have to if both of those things happen though, Chop, you may just have to live stream from.
live stream from Mexican Applebee's.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just have to tell her like, shit, this don't
Like,
happen
you
every
can
day.
be in the
babe.
shot with me when we're eating fucking, Mexican food.
Yeah, and also if she don't want to be in the shot, she can go down on you while you're streaming.
Like a bumpkin, except I'll be eating a burrito instead of pooping.
Oh,
What do you call that? Is that a Mexican bumpkin?
A reverse
If you're
bumpkin?
eating a burrito
Because
instead
it's
of
going in
pooping?
instead of coming out?
Yeah. Greg,
Yeah.
look that up on the dictionary. Like if you're eating a burrito and you get a blowjob at the same time, what's the term for that?
You'd have to look that up, bud.
That's what I'm saying. Look it up.
I'll leave all that to you. I figured you would have known that already, bro.
Well, I mean, you're the guy that came up with the Kentucky Klondike bar, so
No, I did not come up with that. I found that.
you invented it, Greg.
Yeah, whatever.
If you look up in the dictionary, the Urban Dictionary, Greg's picture is there and it says brought to you by.
yeah, it says entry. This entry was brought to you by
Yeah.
VSG.
Tested and guaranteed by the BSG
Mhm.
in Madeira.
And nobody would have known it was Big Savage Greg, but we just revealed it to everyone.
Right. Right,
Damn.
Greg.
You put him on Front Street like that.
I know. He's embarrassed. We
Oh,
apologize, Greg. I didn't
Sorry,
mean to
Greg.
call you out like that
Nah,
for your
that's cool.
Kentucky Klondike bars.
So we'll be back on Valentine's Day. On
Yeah,
our
we
show
are.
Friday will be Valentine's Day. So probably be a lot of love making going on
Yeah.
this screen.
Also, we're
I
going to
might
have
be
our
live-
dicks out.
I might be live streaming while making deliveries. You never know.
You never know. Derek could be live streaming from Seaman.
Right. He could be driving all
over
through Seaman.
Seaman.
He might
As
be
he drives
the
through
Seaman.
Seaman,
Yeah.
he's live streaming.
Drive live from Seaman. Live Seaman
On butt day.
on
On butt day.
Upside down butt day.
Butt day.
Yeah.
All right, man.